Angelina Jolie lived a double life for 30 years and nobody knew until now.
I hadn't been to a gym in years, but tomorrow I could be at home doing nothing, looking for a job and completely reinventing myself as a person, trying to discover who I am again. For over 3 decades, Angelina Jolie has lived between two worlds, one meticulously observed by the public, and another known only to her. On the surface, she was a powerful movie star, a mother of 6, and a global humanitarian icon. But behind the spotlight, there was a secret life, bold choices, guarded medical secrets, and hidden wounds that were never revealed until the cracks became
The Dark Origins and the Rebel Years, 1990 to 2000.
Long before the red carpets and the UN speeches, Angelina was the punk kid with tattoos who didn't fit in. Born to actors Jon Voight and Markellen Bertrand, her childhood was fractured by her parents' divorce when she was only a year old. Growing up in the shadow of her famous father, she felt like a permanent outsider. At Beverly Hills High, she was teased for her thin frame, glasses, and braces.
This isolation fueled a dark rebellion.
By 14, she was living with a boyfriend in her mother's house, experimenting with knife play, and dreaming of becoming a funeral director. Her early film roles weren't just jobs, they were reflections of her internal chaos. In Gia, she played a drug-addicted supermodel who died young, a role so close to her own reality of self-harm and depression that she famously had a nervous breakdown after filming. The public saw a wild girl wearing a vial of her husband's blood. The truth was a young woman desperately seeking a reason to stay alive.
The Cambodian Awakening, 2000 to 2010.
2000 was the year the rebel found her purpose.
While filming Lara Croft, Tomb Raider in Cambodia, Jolie's world shifted.
She saw a country scarred by war and landmines, and for the first time, her own problems felt small. In 2002, she adopted Maddox from a Cambodian orphanage, calling him a light that changed everything. This decision was the birth of her double life. While the media still labeled her a homewrecker or a vixen, she was secretly funding forest conservation and building schools in remote villages.
She traded her party girl image for the title of UN Goodwill Ambassador, visiting over 40 refugee camps.
She wasn't just a star with a cause, she was a woman building a sanctuary for her soul far away from the cameras of Los Angeles. The Brangelina Golden Cage, 2005 to 2014. Then came Mr. and Mrs. Smith and the birth of Brangelina, the most powerful brand in Hollywood history. For a decade, the world was obsessed with their 6 children, their French estate Chateau Mirabeau, and their perfect love story. But behind the scenes, the pressure was immense. Jolie was maintaining a demanding global schedule while managing a multinational family of 8. She once admitted, "Family is the only part of me that really makes me feel alive." However, the constant media surveillance meant they lived in a golden cage. Every public appearance was a performance of tranquility, while privately, the heavy workload and differing perspectives on life were creating a silent, widening chasm between her and Brad Pitt. The Medical Sacrifice, 2013 to 2015. In 2013, the double life took a medical turn. Carrying the BRCA1 gene, which gave her an 87% risk of breast cancer, Jolie quietly underwent a preventative double mastectomy. She kept it a secret from the world for months, continuing her work and parenting as if nothing had happened. When she finally revealed it in an op-ed, she sparked the Angelina effect, causing a global surge in genetic testing. In 2015, she went further, removing her ovaries and fallopian tubes, triggering early menopause. She chose to lose her biological femininity to ensure she would be there for her children, a sacrifice that was far more painful and private than the public ever realized. The Collapse and the Flight, 2016 to 2020. The illusion of the perfect family shattered in September 2016. Following a traumatic flight from France to Los Angeles, Jolie filed for divorce. The legal battle that followed was one of the most contentious in history, involving the FBI and years of custody disputes. For 5 years, Jolie largely disappeared. She stopped taking major roles to focus on healing the family.
She became a ghost in Hollywood, only appearing for court-ordered requirements.
When she finally returned in Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, 2019, she wasn't just playing a misunderstood villain, she was reclaiming her own narrative after years of being silenced by legal NDAs and public scrutiny. The final reinvention, 2021 at present. As of 2026, Angelina Jolie has completely shed her old skin. She left the UN after 20 years to work directly with refugee artisans through her brand, Atelier Jolie. She is no longer just an actress, she is a producer, a director, and a mentor to her children like Vivian, who worked alongside her on the Broadway musical The Outsiders. Her portrayal of Maria Callas in the film Maria, 2024/2025, mirrored her own life, a legendary woman negotiating the blurred lines between her public image and her private self. Despite the ongoing legal war over the Miraval winery, which is still heading toward a 2027 trial, she remains defiant.
She is no longer the rebel or the wife.
She is the director of her own life. Angelina Jolie spent 30 years being whatever the world projected onto her. Now, the double life is over, and the truth is all that remains.
What do you think makes Angelina Jolie continue to be so captivating after everything she has been through? Is it her resilience, or her willingness to start over? Let us know in the comments below.
If you found this journey powerful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Prestige Buzz, and hit that bell notification so you can stay tuned for more stories of survival and reinvention.